Hello up bags, it's Jade. Welcome to the Pond Revamp update. It has gone live properly for everyone. Not just in test live on Xbox in the Insider Gaming Hub and not just on Steam Beta. This update is available for everyone right now. Update 0.502752 is the version number you should be seeing, so make sure you turn off your console and restart it or Steam in case that is a different number. I've already done a live stream and I showed you a few bits of the new stuff and new content and how they've made the pond extremely challenging once more. Is it going to be enough to keep you playing longer? Absolutely. I think it's a great move by them, and I'm going to go through the patch notes as we go through the latest development vlog from Obsidian. So the Pond and Pond Lab have been revamped with additional puzzles, gameplay and secrets to discover, new underwater caves to find and explore, new Pond Lab outposts, new resources, the algae and the mussel sprouts. Now the algae you can pretty much find everywhere. It's pretty much just on the pond floor. Anywhere all around you'll find bits and bobs of it. It's used for making some of the baits that you need, I do believe. Mussel sprouts are a bit different. Without being too spoilerish, I'm pretty much going to just say you may want to head to the dome and have a good examine around the dome and you'll find the mussel sprouts. The mussel sprouts are needed to make better versions of the smoothies, so definitely go and pick up some of these and they will help you get better versions of them smoothies. New scabs to collect. I showed you guys a couple of them where they were. I will do a guide showing where they probably all are, hopefully, if I get time before Christmas. And then we've got new stuff like the Fin Flops Plus, Diving Lantern Plus, and as I said, all them new smoothies have a new plus version to unlock. They've added brand new translations to it and they've got a brand new save system as well. So hopefully this fixes a lot of problems people are having with corrupted saves, particularly if they're using online saves as well. It looks like the cloud saving is going to be a lot more reliable. Spear weapons are now thrown in water. The player can now jump out of the water at any locations that are just the hedges. The koi fish can eat creatures and you. You can see its great big massive mouth literally waiting to suck anything up. So be careful or it will kind of just kill you. So we've also got tadpoles fleeing at a slower speed. You'll be able to get them a little bit quicker. The water boatmen will also go at a slower speed and have got less HP, so you'll be able to get them too. They've adjusted the dazzling riposte. It now reduces enemy defense after perfect block instead of reducing enemy attack. Timing between creature attacks is now random, so you're no longer going to be able to telegraph exactly how to fight other creatures. It's going to be a bit more random. I like the idea that it makes the game a bit harder. Stamina regen is now reduced while you're actively holding block. No just sitting there, never getting attacked to hurt. You're going to have to be careful. The block damage percentage is now based on weapon type instead of always being 75%. There's now a game option to display the distance over nameplates to see how far players are. New worlds to explore in the pond. They've got the koi fish pond foliage out the way. Juice droplets despawn after 3 days. And as you can see here, a bunch of improvements have been made to also building. So it's going to pretty much center and just rotate a lot easier. You guys know how annoying it is when trying to build and just sometimes it just doesn't seem to work correctly. So hopefully they've added a few fixes and just changed it slightly. Also, you're not able to jump anymore while you're on a zip line. Eelgrass now respawns over time. Holiday lights have been added to the house. Christmas is here. It seems like that's pretty much the only Christmas addition. Improved lighting in the pond lab area. Additional pond and pond lab set dressing. They changed how some of the buildings show in the radial, and the squared roof corner will now block wall crenellations below it. The recipe for decoy bait has been adjusted, so it looks like it has got that algae in it now, I'm pretty sure, and they've added audio improvements for drowning. So as I said, some of them placements of stuff were really bugging people. That was the big community issue that people complained about. Underground blueprints can now be cancelled either by looking at them or with nearby cancelled blueprints in the game preview debug menu, and a fixed an issue where dying in depths would place your backpack at the start and spawn ravine. I kind of like that though, because it made it easier to go and get your backpack, but nope, you're going to have to actually go and find it floating on the water. You won't have any twitchy movement now on the client when moving on large structures, and instances of lame were replaced or removed. Buildings can no longer be placed briefly on cancelled buildings. They can't be built on stuffed insects, and they can't be built on other players' unplaced buildings. Floating structures will stop bobbing if you connect it to the solid ground, and the players can no longer jump while gliding. Spike strips can now be placed next to each other when snapped to a grid. Hedge berries will now float correctly inside the pond lab should you somehow manage to get one there. And no sign flicker when they are being placed on walls anymore. Signs can now also be optionally snapped to the grid. Buoyant markers now float properly on the water's surface. Decoy bait now properly behaves as a lure for both swimming and non-swimming creatures. And diving bell spider chunks are now properly marked as a tier 2 material. Decoy bait no longer causes non-swimming creatures to float in wacky ways and fix random crashes with glass and weed log storage buildings. Chair interaction not working for building or recycling has been fixed. Pond bubbles should pop before poking out the surface, and the koi collision better matches the animations to prevent the player from clipping into the model as much. Recipe added, redacted, so there is a brand new recipe, and I'm not 100% sure what it's for. We did unlock the fins plus, we did unlock all the other stuff, so I'm gonna have to go and check that out, guys. Not gonna lie, I kind of was hoping it would be the haze. We kind of think that's going to be next. It's either the haze or the sandbox. That's what they've said previously. And I've got a bunch of thumbnails waiting that we're going to get the revamp for the haze laboratory and just make that whole area a bit more interesting. But the water update, the pond update did need more work. After the big update, it just felt a bit too easy. It was too easy to go and get the staff, turn on the switches, put the power back onto the laboratory. And now it's definitely harder, particularly if you want to get the new equipment. Getting the key for that little chest that was shown off during the development blog, and I showed it off in my live stream. Oh my God, it's super hard. So if you want a proper video for that, I will try and do one because I spent about 3 hours getting it all. It is really hard to find, so you're definitely going to need lots of lights, lots of armor. There are a lot of diving bell spiders. This is a good move. I like it when they start adding more difficulty to the game. I think it definitely needs it. And yeah, it definitely needs some way to make it a bit fresh so that you have got more reason to go back into the water. That's the one thing this update was kind of missing, or is not there yet, is when you've got this stuff, you'll never go back in the water again. There's nothing you need from that place, unless it's to get maybe more armor pieces. I'm actually hoping that you have to repair it with certain items that you can only get from the pond. That would at least make it worthwhile, because then you'll have to go back into the pond again. Otherwise, you might not go back in there again until maybe they add something to the bigger pond, just past where the pagoda is. Maybe that would be something that we're going to need more of this high-end gear, because it's good stuff, but it does work better in water. But once you've got all the stuff in the water, you just don't need to go back unless it's some missing scabs or something. But yeah, I do like that they've actually done that. So when are we going to see the next update? Well, it looks like the team are going to have a little break. I'm not expecting an update at the pretty much end of January. I reckon it'll be a bit longer. I think this, although it's quite significant changes to the pond, I still think this is quite a big update for them to get all this stuff added in. I don't think we're going to see a big update in January. I think it'll be a smaller little one with just a few minor improvements, quality of life issues, and I think the next big update that Grounded's going to get is sometime in February, like a huge one. Maybe that's when we'll get the haze or the sandbox. I have got a big video talking about the future of Grounded and what to expect for 2021. If you go and check out their features board at the moment, it's out of date. Obviously, they only just put the update out today, but obviously it shows all the changes they have made up to this point and stuff. They've been doing good work, Obsidian, but for sure, I'm really excited about what else is going to come in the future. So I want to kind of give you my impressions, how development's gone, when you can expect some of this stuff in 2021. And there you go, guys. Have a great Christmas. If I get on them guides, I will hopefully do my best. Otherwise, if you don't see them, it's because I am actually taking some time off. You can go and check out my live stream to see how I did it all in one go if you really want to see it if I don't get to it. I'll see you ratbags later.